consultants. My name is JT Foxx. I'm the world's #1 wealth and business coach, serial entrepreneur, best-selling author, private equity investor, as well as a property investor. The woman you see here is not only my partner in crime into our podcast called The Powerful, where we debate back and forth all sides of every business issue, but also the CEO of all my companies and phenomenal at marketing. So if you're tuning in for the first time, basically what we do here is, since the coronavirus, the pandemic started, this is our 71st webinar that we have done. Our 71st webinar we have done every day except for Sundays, full of content, giving value. And no, there's not a pre-recorded at the end. We've been live. Every day there's been a different topic. On Instagram, every single day for the past, today is going to be my 64th day live 7 days a week on Instagram. I've been coaching people. And on top of that, we have been doing a lot of things to help our clients out. The pandemic has changed the way speakers, coaches, and consultants do business. And I believe that it's the ultimate equalizer. Nobody cares what you did before the pandemic, your branding, your success. What everybody cares is what you are doing right now. I think what we've seen in the last 78 days, because that's how many days I've done a daily podcast, so I know how many days I've been started doing this since this pandemic started, it has flushed out a lot of people. A lot of people, these so-called business coaches or consultants, where have they been? They have disappeared. Even A-list speakers like myself have been nowhere to be found. And when they appear is by selling a $2,000 webinar, which I have no problem in selling problem. I'm going to be very, very clear. I have no problem when someone sells something. Nobody is forced to buy. So, Francie, welcome. I forgot that you're there.
It's okay. I was debating changing some of these options for the screen, but I didn't want to mess it up on you.
Well, I appreciate that as well. Now, by the way, if you are listening here, I need all of you right now to press the like button, and you haven't subscribed, do it right now, okay? Everyone press the like button, and we'll tell you why in a second, why to do that. Love this YouTube love stream. Love stream?
I think you meant live stream.
Mm-hmm. And so now this is going to be taken out of context, right? Someone's going to screenshot. So before we start, we're going to give some strategies here. I think every single speaker, coaches, and entrepreneur, you need to press the reset button. Okay, we live in a new world. I'm going to explain to you the way the world used to be for speakers, coaches, and consultants. So speakers and coaches, we go in, we do free events, we sell our product for whatever price point, $197, $2,000, $5,000. Then there was these large events, which I normally speak at, where there's up to 5, 8, 10,000 people, and you sell your product and there's 10,000 people there, and people run to the back and buy the product. And then there were coaches that were doing it online. Consultants were going to companies and they were consulting, but now there's no more live events. People don't really want anybody showing up at their office right now. And the internet is flooded with two types of things. People doing webinars that I've never heard of, okay, with tons of disclaimers, like you can get rich, Amazon affiliates, rich there, here's my Ferrari, my Lamborghini, my plane, all of these things. And then you have a whole new generation of other people who are on YouTube who are basically knocking these gurus. And because people have more time than they know to do with, they're getting views and they're getting subscribers. Now, I want to talk about this, and this is kind of what we do at The Powerful. So I'm going to ask you something. I want everybody's opinion here as well. Please press the like button. So, Francie, as you can see on YouTube, there's a lot of people, for speakers, coaches, or consultants. It's more for speakers and coaches. They're going out and they're doing these videos saying people are scams and number one, and they're getting a lot of views about that. And some of them are making a substantial good amount of money doing that. But the irony is when you click on their channel, the ads that is ultimately making them wealthy are ads that the gurus are promoting how to get rich or whatever product they have. And if they're so concerned about exposing these people, Why don't they just do it for free, make their channel ad free, and be a public service because they want to help people? But in fact, they're really profiting from the people they're attacking because those are the people who are putting ads on their channel. So let me ask you a question. Should people build a brand right now by attacking other people? And even if your product, your service, and your course is better than your competition, should people right now attack? It seems to be a very big trend. You're seeing a lot of people putting videos on that. What are your thoughts? And everybody here, what is your thoughts about that? How do you feel about that?
I don't think that anyone ever should build a brand by attacking somebody else. I just don't. It's not a right now thing. It's not an anytime thing. A brand should be based on what you can do, your results, not by bringing somebody else down.
But when there's a result where people are getting more viewership, when people are getting more likes, when they're getting more subscribed, right? Obviously it's working because their YouTube channels are growing, right? And on one hand, you've got the people who do the get rich quick with the Ferraris and the Lambos and people I've never heard of, right? So it seems to be working. So, we're trying to be a moral compass here by not doing that. I can afford any car, any plane I want. I can afford 10 of them, but I never posted any pictures of my cars, right? Or what I own.
Well, now posting flashy cars is different than attacking someone.
But that's what they're attacking. If you really take a look at it, what they're attacking is they're fake and they're pretending. They're either posing in front of the pictures. The culture now, and I'll give you an example. So there's somebody said they're putting out a video, one of those websites where they attack gurus, and they're putting a website out. And they said, at this time, I'm going to put a video out. And the interview is not even up, but in the comments, they said, oh my God, just by look at this person's a scammer. So there was already that people who go on this channel who are already think that it's a scam, and before even giving the benefit of the doubt, whether it's true or not, and everything can be twisted. It's like, for example, I have been attacked in the past by people saying, I'll sell my program for up to $5,000, okay, on stage, a big stage. But I have to split and give 60, 70% to the promoter because the promoter's got to pay the speaker and they got to pay the venue and everything else like that. And we make our money over the lifetime value. Once our clients are successful, they're successful, they buy again, they keep coming back to our events. But when we do our own events, I don't need to charge the same price. I can go lower because my cost is there. There's no big name celebrities. I'm not spending $150,000 for Gary Vee. I love Gary Vee and I think he's done a fantastic job. His TikTok thing yesterday was very ingenious of him to do. And he did 12 hours. So we need to do 14 hours in a row doing something. But that was ingenious. But in a way, I've seen him on stage, Gary Vee, attacking people for selling products where he's getting paid $150,000 upfront to speak. And without the speakers selling their products, there would be no Gary Vee because the ticket sales do not pay. The venues, the tickets do not pay for itself with a promoter. And even if let's just say the promoter made $100,000, well, they're dishing out $600,000-$700,000. You have marketing, venue, staff, cost, insurance. And a lot of these places are unionized. You need a healthcare on standby. So on one hand, we're like attacking people for selling these courses, but without these people, there would be no fee, no exposure. And let's not forget, so you see my dilemma like that. Am I wrong here to think about this?
I'm a little bit confused because Gary Vee's not attacking anyone.
He has. Not attack. He basically says, don't buy a $4,000 program. It's a waste of money. Go put that $4,000. No, hold on. Go put that $4,000. Right, but he'll say put that $4,000 on Facebook ads. But you know how many people could spend $4,000 on Facebook and just like that, it's gone?
Yes. So, but I think that's his opinion, which he's entitled to. And
of course.
He's entitled to have that belief and that experience and that opinion. Where on the flip side, that is a big difference of flat out saying this person's fake, don't buy their program, they don't know what they're doing, they're full of BS, They've never done it in attacking a person.
And
Right?
trying to
So
sell
you
their
say all the
program.
time, but you say all the time, don't put flashy things on your social media. And it's not the cars, the private, you know, it's does Elon Musk do that? Does any, you know, very wealthy person do that? No. That's your belief. There could be someone else out there saying to grow on Instagram, you should do this, this, this. You're not actually attacking somebody. You're saying, I don't think you should do this. Those, to me, that's two very different things. To be saying, my belief system of how to build a business and how to build following is to do A, B, C, D. That's very different than actually saying, person X, Y, and Z is not telling the truth, is a BSer, is a scam artist. That's attacking someone. So I think that we're talking about two very different things.
Mm-hmm. But also, too, when you say don't buy products from other people because they don't work, you don't need to buy expensive coaching, right? And but here's the irony about this: without the coaching, I'm not here. And by the way, on Millionaire Flicks, right? I have literally put every coaching I've ever done in the last 10 years, including a coaching I just did with George Ross right before going on this stream, whether or not I should put that $1 million for a property, right? That we talked about, this company where I can put $1 million, whether it's worth it, whether I should do it. So I talked to say, George, should I put $1 million into this deal? And I got coaching because I'm not sure. And the question is, it's a very good rate of return. And you guys will be able to hear it on Millionaire Flicks. If you don't have Millionaire Flicks, it's literally like 4,000 hours, 51 of my wealth courses for $20. So millionaireflix.com. And I said, George, can I do something else with that $1 million? And he goes, probably, but it's a good diversification play and it's a very safe play, right? And it's a very good return at a safe play. And then he said, how much are you making on a money market? And that's true. The money market's 2.5, or at least the ones that we have. So it's not that much. So there's this notion, for example, we're on YouTube right now, that people could go on YouTube and they could watch all the videos they want and they're never going to get rich, right? Like if that was the case, everyone who watches YouTube would be rich. And here's the thing. Why don't we put all university content and school content on YouTube for free then? Why go to school at all, right? I mean, other than the experience of hanging out with other people, which I did not do, by the way, I just went in, I left, is like any textbook or you could take a professor and put the class online. So how come universities that in America cost as much as $40,000, add room and board, 60, 65, people will be in debt for a very, very, very long time, right? They'll be in debt for a very, very long time and years before they pay that debt, sometimes 10 years in debt. And then a speaker trying to sell a $5,000 program, a consultant selling $5,000 program, because everybody, this is the objections you're dealing in the market today. So how come people are not attacking the university college system where we're spending $60,000? And by the way, most people don't even major in the degree they went in, including myself, right? Where I got more value by going to a 3-day event over 10 years ago than I did in 3 years of university. And if it wasn't, I'm here and clearly I'm a byproduct of the fundamentals. So how come the school system is not being attacked, but seminar people, consultants, coaches are being attacked?
Well, I think there are people that attack the school system all the time. If you watched any of Gary's live stream yesterday, he had on TikTokers that have built, you know, millions of followers, are monetizing their channel. They're still in high school and they're failing classes. And, you know, they were talking about how the education system is like failing people. It's failing, you know, it's failing teenagers, it's failing young adults. So I do think some people are attacking the university system. I just think the university system is more mainly accepted. It's more mainstream, and it is traditionally the path that has been what everyone is supposed to do for hundreds and hundreds of years. So, you know, coaching, that people don't understand coaching, that coaching is very far from mainstream, and people don't understand what coaching is when it's not an athletic coach.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, by the way, if you're tuning in, welcome. I'm JT Foxx, world's #1 wealth and business coach. Francie, my CEO, runs pretty much all the marketing, all the companies. If you guys would do me a favor and press the like button, comment, press the like button. I'm going to bring up another point. So this all goes in, and this is called objection-based selling. What you guys need to understand, kind of almost like network marketing, right? Everyone knows what the objections of network marketing. It's a pyramid scheme. It doesn't work. Most people don't make money. And I do not think it's a pyramid scheme. I want to be very clear with that, but that's the illusion of other people. And there's this notion of people saying, you know, those who can't do, teach. Well, I'm doing real estate deal. I mean, tomorrow I'm buying a 62 unit property tomorrow for $10,500 a door. And we're buying it for like $687 and it's worth $1.3 as is. I'm gonna put $400,000, it'll be worth $2 million, right? Like I did deals. And by the way, isn't that true, Francie, that you sent you got a wire request sent for this deal, correct? Right,
yeah,
Francie?
no, I was just gonna say, and then I copied you on a confirmation email to make sure that was supposed to be set up.
Yes, set it up. So I do deals. I own companies. Now, what I looked at is what all the negativity of the people that did. Now, here's the thing. I want everybody to realize that your speaker, coach, or consultant, fans are not buyers. Okay, they are not. And my frustration right now is some of the people that idolize, they're buying likes. Okay, they're buying subscribers, because when I click on their follower list and you scroll down and you got all these little squiggly, which either looks like, you know, like from Thailand or Kyrgyzstan or Kazakhstan, like you could tell the people are, or you got a bunch of Indians, but you live in America. Clearly, you don't have a huge following in India. Okay, and not everyone is an Indian. It's not even sprinkled with other people. But now there has, because nobody clicks on the followers. So I have not bought any followers. I've got very high engagement, but I have not bought any followers. So should people here, and I talked about this on my podcast, should people here, since in theory it's wrong, but people are doing it and they're getting credibility because they have a lot of followers. And as a brand, we're now measuring the number of success you have based on how many followers you have in the consultant and guru, then you must be successful. And by the way, I went to 5 people. All of them had over 1 million Instagram followers. And I literally scrolled down every single one of them. And I would say probably over 70% of them, they were fake followers. Okay. Because you could tell because what they post and the people is. So should people here buy likes, buy followers? Because even though in theory it's not right, people don't seem to matter because nobody's calling anybody out. But I know if I did it, I would, you know, there'd be posts about it and videos about it. What are your thoughts about it? Should people buy likes to give themselves the credibility?
No, so I don't think anyone should buy likes or buy views or buy comments or even buy fake testimonials or any of that stuff. All of that was a big thing maybe 5-7 years ago. People would buy likes, they would buy views, they would buy fake testimonials, they'd buy fake traffic to their website to bump their SEO. And it doesn't matter because all the fake fans and followers and reviews aren't going to convert to money, aren't going to convert to profit, aren't going to convert to customers. So I'm a big person on, you don't want to spend money doing anything that isn't going to have an ROI to it. There's no ROI to it.
Well, okay, but I'm going to give you an example. Let me give you an example.
The reason I think it's worth it is,
I'm going to give you an example. So I messaged somebody on Instagram to be on a Millionaire Flicks show. Okay, the same person you did. And I'm a very big brand. Okay, in the space, a lot of people know me in the space, but we have spent no time on YouTube. We spend no time on Instagram, no time on Twitter, and a few Facebook is there. We did a lot of marketing, but we did not build assets because we were in 54 different countries. We have now clients in over 100. Okay, we had some people, by the way, from Mauritius and Nepal who said they're on Millionaire Flicks now. And so we have clients all over the world. And someone from Afghanistan sent me a message and said they're on Millionaire Flicks, which is pretty cool. That this is all in the last week or so. And so we focused on not the quantity of people, even our events. Like for those of you who understand, we've done events 5,000, 2,000, and we found out that we can have more impact with 150 than we would with 500 and 5,000. Is that correct, Francie? Because you're building the relationship.
Yes.
Okay. We're building that relationship. I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? Because it means like I'm asking you a question and you're not answering. Like, are you like monitoring?
I think you're having issues hearing.
No, there's a delay by when I ask you a question. That's why. Just say you're right and we'll move on. Yes, whatever you say. So the point.
I heard your question and I said yes.
Yeah, but you're very short today. Like I'm supposed to have a conversation, and it's like yes, no, yep, nope. What's
because
going on?
I'm resending some emails about stuff you haven't responded to yet that we need answers on before the end of the day.
Okay, so I will take a look at it, and I still haven't come through. Yes, I do have a lot of emails. I've been nonstop today. Yes, got it. So she was emailing about the deal I'm doing. So I think, to come back to the question to everybody else, the buy likes and stuff like that, we did not focus on that. But now that we're obviously in a pandemic, you're focusing on your assets and social media and getting new customers, and also to building an existing relationship, which is why we've done over 70 webinars, content, no high level selling. That's why I've done lives every single day. That's why we're engaging more than we've ever done, because here's the thing, there's a new normal here. And based on what I see and what I'm hearing, we will get back to normal at some point. People are sick and tired, but you right now need to show people not expected results. You need to show them the unexpected results. You need to go above and beyond. And that's what I've been doing. I've been coaching people one-on-one at a price lower than I did 8 years ago. I've been giving my times. I'm doing videos. I'm doing designing the whole thing. And I'm leading by example. And what I did is I took a look at what all these so-called haters in the world, or what the negative things are said about other people. And I posted a lot of coaching that I do on Instagram Live or in general to prove that I know what I'm doing. That's a lesson to all of you speakers, coaches. Don't say you're a coach. Don't say you're a consultant. Prove it. And the best way to prove it is to show you coaching, doing what you do, to say, this person. Even we created a program, right? A real estate program where we're basically at the properties, negotiating with deals, recording our calls, showing people live. It's not theory anymore. The future of business is two things in the speaking coaching. Like, I'm about to buy a company and do a deal. I'm recording it so people can hear the conversations, the objection in the deal. About to buy a business, I'm showing it. And not just edited clips like people might, like a vlog, like real life so people can learn. So that's the first level of showing what you're doing. The second thing that's work is real life strategies once we reopen again. People want to know, like a lot of you have coaching and products and services that are great, but they won't work right away when people reopen. What people want is they want to get back to where they were before. They're behind their revenue, their systems, and they're behind. And so if you can help them find a self, how can they get back to where they are? So for example, how to build a team culture is a good topic, but that's not going to work because people are like, we need to make money. We need to make money to survive. We need to make the money to grow. And so some of you are like, I want to help burnout. I'm like, right now, like we need to get back because we can't worry about burnout, because if not, our company will burn out. So that's the two things. Showing what you're doing, right? Like for example, if we could set up a Zoom call, I'll get Paulie on. We'll talk about the deal we're doing tomorrow. And so we got the closing tomorrow. I want to make sure, what's the strategy? What's this? What's that? We're building a relationship with a bank. Even though I'm buying it cash, the bank finances us at like 3%. as long as we put money into their bank. Like, these are all things that are happening. What's the strategy? What are we doing with there's 5 vacant units. Are we going to rehab them? Are we holding them? There's a lot of things that we do, but that's one thing we've demonstrated. Okay. And I had made a lot of money before I became a speaker. There's a lot of people that start and they haven't made any money. They want to be a speaker, coach, a consultant, and that's okay. But if you do that, you need to show unexpected, extraordinary results. There are people that are better at running or telling other people what to do than in their own business. So you need to have result upon result upon result. That's the most important thing in real life, and results. And by the way, when we are done with this coronavirus pandemic nonsense, okay, you will be, here's what I did. Like, I'm doing this right now. So when I go on big stages in October, 5,000 plus people, we have 5 in a row. I don't know if they're going to go, but right now we have 5 in a row. I'll be able to say, look, I had all this branding, all these success stories. It doesn't matter. Let me show you what I did during this pandemic. Let me tell you what I did to reinvent, repivot. And the result has been tremendous. My brand has increased, the quality of the relationships. But and so that's my point. What do you think? What do you say?
I think right now there's been a huge builder of brand equity with being able to live coach people and the things that we've been able to do. I think it's still going to be a little bit before we can get back to events, shift and everything. I think for anyone to be a coach, you have to know how to run a business successfully. You can't coach people on how to do something and you can't do it yourself, right? Like, if you can't play golf, you can't coach someone how to be the greatest golfer ever. So I think that's a big thing that people right now are saying, oh, I'm stuck at home. I have to work from home. I'm going to jump on being a coach or consultant. And unfortunately, I think you can't do that unless you have your proof of success to.
You are freezing.
So you got to be what you're actually saying.
Yeah, you were kind of freezing as well. And by the way, when I said you're freezing. My Wi-Fi is good. So when I talk about the coronavirus nonsense, right? I'm not talking about whether we should open or should be closed, but this is decimating the economy. Okay. And what I mean is there is no plan. If you really think about it, there is no plan. There's no, they have phases. They don't keep up to it. I ran today and there was a dry cleaner, just so you know, down the street, and he popped out. And I know him. I used to go there, and I stopped by and I said, what's going on? When are you guys reopening? He goes, we don't know. So the dry cleaners don't know when they're going to reopen. And he goes, but I won't be able to reopen because I can't afford it anymore. And you know what I said to me? I said, how much debt do you have right now? He goes, about $15,000. Okay. You know what I said to him? I said, is your lease willing to be renegotiated? He goes, yes, they've offered a renegotiation on our lease, but I just can't afford it. So you know what I said? I'll buy your business for $1 and I'll assume your debt. And you know what he said? I just said that to see if it would work, right? He goes, done. So now, before I buy it, I can now go to the creditor that's $15,000, which turns out to be a machine that they had where they actually did the laundry. And I could say to him, 2 choices. The business shuts down, you get nothing, or I'll give you $3,000 and something is better than nothing. And when we reopen, if I do more businesses, we could do more business later. Take it or leave it. Right? That's while I was running this morning. That's just to see. I think today, as speaker and coaches, you cannot be afraid to try. And I think you need to show your clients that I'm not in your industry, but here's what I did, right? It's about understanding, and it's a shame because they've been around for 20 years and just like that, right? And I think part of, as a speaker, that I have taught is safe, secure, have and I think a lot of people, I know it's interesting too. I asked them another question. Okay. I asked this question and I said, what's the last business book you read? Never read a business book. Right. They had never taken any courses. They never reinvented themselves. They just showed up and did their job. And I think as a coach, speaker, consultant, everyone here needs to start talking about the new normal, which means you need to update your content. You need to update your strategy. You need to update your approach. And a lot of people are not doing that right now. They're not reinventing themselves. They're not doing anything different than they did before, right? They're not. And by the way, relevancy is more important than experience. No one cares if you've never done it. They just want to know you can do it now. What can you do for me now? Okay. And so that's kind of how I see. And back to the conversation with the likes, by the way, when I message somebody and I'm more successful than them, but I message them on Instagram to have them on my show on Millionaire Flicks, let's say, or whatever platform we want. I'm sure they go to the profile, and even though they see a lot of engagement, they probably, even though I'm verified, they probably look at how many likes I have, and that's probably a hesitation, right? You don't think if I had 2 million followers or 1 million followers, okay, whether I bought them or not, because they don't know, that they would probably respond faster.
I'm sure it would change people's opinion, and people would say, wow, they have so many followers and so many people. But then most people that are smart enough to see how many followers somebody has, then secondary look at engagement to know, well, that's not real followers.
Right. So by the way, if you're tuning in, if you press the like button, we would really appreciate it right now if you could subscribe it, so everyone here can press the like button and tell us your thoughts as well. I think everyone here, and that's my advice to you. And we had Patrick Bet-David that I interviewed on Millionaire Flicks. Millionaire Flicks is literally 4,000 hours of content for $20, 51 wealth courses. And there's a show called Inside JT's Deals, right? So it goes to the types of products we created where me, you, and our team will evaluate deals in companies we're about to buy, right? Showing the people. Now, let me ask you a question, Pat. Okay, let me ask you a question. If we took Millionaire Flicks and took 4,000 hours of our content, 51 courses, and put it for free on YouTube and put ads on there, would we make more money than what we do on Millionaire Flicks in a way? Because you're hearing these YouTubers who, by the way, have never accomplished anything. You don't think so? You hear some of these YouTubers making $1 million a year and doing that. What do you think? What's your thoughts? What does everybody think? Would you
rather the YouTubers that make all this money, they're funny, they're entertainment, they're silly things. It's not the people that are like, here's great content of how to roll up your sleeves, do the hard work, and then make money.
Well, there are some.
Think about it. People
there are some
wouldn't watch the hours and hours and hours of content.
Okay, but here's another thing. So let's just assume, because there's a few people on YouTube that have these channels that say they make the money $1 million a year. Let's just say they do. But what you're doing is you're playing a short-term game. The money in speaking, coaching, consulting is not in your one-time sale. It's your lifetime sale. The greatest gift for me to realize, if you're a good coach, a good client, okay, a good speaker, is how many times your clients have come back, how long they've been with you, right? Because if people like you, they'll keep buying and buying. In the comment, please, can you guys say to me, how long have you guys been with me? Just out of curiosity, put the number of years you've known me, okay? And you will see, I recognize that some of you have been for me a long time. And you know why they keep coming back? Because they're getting great content. We're trying different things. Even this platform we're doing now, we are trying this platform. Okay, we are innovating. We're trying to see what works. We're trying to see what's the magic formula, because I don't know what the magic formula. Things change. It's changing all the time. So we need to change along with it. Okay, there is no rule book. Okay, so Am I frustrated that a lot of people have more likes and subscribers? No, because I do make more money than them because I'm an entrepreneur. My programs are normally very expensive. And then I said, you know what? Let me give them all of them for $20, right? I'm coaching at a price lower because what I'm trying to do is I want everybody to say, play a long-term game. The tide will wash out a lot of these people, and there are going to be a new generation. They come, they go. People, results never lie, but people who don't have any do. And I'm going to post a video tomorrow telling you that there is no system of get rich quick. If you're selling a system, right? Play my system, there is no system that is going to make you rich. There is no get rich content. You need to start improving your skills. You can have the system, but if you can't sell, if you don't have the work ethic, if you're not ambitious, I'm going to put that video out tomorrow on YouTube tomorrow morning, and you're going to check it out. And it's my stop posting planes, stop posting cars, stop pretending to have the things, because the richest people in the world don't do that, because I think it sends a bad example. Success is not easy. And I think many of you here need to tell your clients and be authentic and say, it's not easy. It's going to be hard. There's no such thing as get rich quick, but we're going to build this brick by brick the right way, sustainable, predictable, and consistent. And one of the biggest form of success right now is authenticity. The more authentic you are, the more successful you're going to be. Okay. And it's about reinventing yourself, right? It's about repositioning. It's about disrupting. It's about doing what nobody else is doing. I don't care if other people want to buy likes, that's them. Also, I chose to create Millionaire Flicks, my own platform with my own clients, to create my own ecosystem. Because when you start putting things on YouTube, right, people could start talking. And by the way, if you notice on my YouTube, no ads. I don't want any ads on my channel. I want my content and it's pure, because I don't need the extra 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, whatever it is, because then your competition then targets you and then they market there. I want to be pure, pure in its form is pure of authentic content. Say it how it is, right? And that's one thing that I think a lot of speakers were worried about, how many people like our stuff, how many people comment on our stuff. And rather than just, if you take care of your clients will take care of your success and your profits. I make you successful, you make me wealthier. I have never told anybody you're going to get rich quick easy, neither should you. Okay. And you need to talk about disruption. And there's different ways to do that. But here's the thing. If YouTube hypothetically changes the algorithm, just like that, you know, Amazon did that before the coronavirus, third-party sellers off, because you don't control your ecosystem. Many people got their income affected. Another way, you're selling a product, Amazon sees you're selling the product, immediately they white label their products and you're out of business. Same thing with YouTube. What if YouTube says, you know what, we don't want to pay anybody anymore, right? Turn it off. And that is why you have to create more than one stream of income. That's very, very important. Okay. One stream of income, because YouTube could change the formula. Okay. Amazon can change the formula. eBay can change the formula. I mean, how many people really think about business like Uber? Uber started and people bought cars, hired their own drivers to drive them, and it was supposed to be passive income. And then they start losing money because Uber changed the compensation structure. Okay. Airbnb, it's another example. And I'm telling you why you should create your own ecosystem. Okay. And you can have YouTube and these things as part of your ecosystem, but you want to keep the mothership, which is your clients. Okay. Customers buy once from you, clients buy for a lifetime. By the way, if you want to know the distinction, right? And the greatest gift is when people come back over and over and over and over again. But Airbnb, and I know a lot of my clients that have Airbnbs, and many people bought properties for Airbnbs. And in a clause, it said absolutely no cancellation, no matter what happens. And then the pandemic happened and Airbnb refunded the hosts. because they said their terms supersedes the terms of the person owning the property. So now do you know how many people cannot pay their properties, cannot make their payments because these are not their primary residence? They bought them specifically Airbnb and they're hurting, right? How many of them are hurting right now? Just like that, they changed the terms. Okay. Now, it's good for me because people are sending me deals and opportunities and all that. So I'm getting a lot of deals. I mean, I'm getting tons of deals in the Airbnb space because they can't afford to pay, right? Because what they did is they had income and then they bought another property, another property, another property. They're all leveraged. And so, right? So this is a perfect example about creating your own economy. We've invested a lot of money on Millionaire Flicks to basically switch, make it look amazing, because it wasn't a priority before, because it was all that to see the future. I said this morning on Millionaire 365, phase one was stabilize and survive. Find out what's going to happen. That was phase one. Okay, as a speaker coach, stabilize, survive. Live events are going on. I mean, even Gary Vee said on a podcast that his hurting, he was making a lot of money from speaking. That's gone. His businesses are hurting. Phase number one, stabilize and survive. Okay, that was phase one. Phase two, the rehabbing, looking at your YouTube, your channels, your ecosystem, coming up with what you have, the assets that you have, fixing what the assets are there. That's phase number two. Phase number three is getting new customers, getting the world to reintroduce who you are, what you're about, what kind of content you're delivering, how are you different, and what you're going to do for them. That is phase three. Okay. Phase three, and the problem right now, it's very crowded. There's a lot of webinars. There's a lot of activity. Like, for example, this Saturday, I am doing a 4-hour super class. But I said to myself, a lot of people are doing real estate. We did one 3 weeks ago, me and Paulie, and it was amazing. We've actually bought properties. Like what we talked about, we did. And it's 4 hours of content, right? Full value, 4 hours. Now we're doing, again, different content, except this time it's me, Paulie, George Ross, and Hugh Hilton all at the same time. All four of us at the same time as well. So then we brought it to Zoom so it looks better, because it didn't look good on Webinar Jam having the 4 people, right? And Francis with 5 would be, it was very weird. And then we could do little breakouts, little things. So we're testing to see if it works. But now this was good. And I thought it was one of the best webinars we've ever done, super class. Now I'm stepping it up even more, right? Giving more and more value. And also, I know that a lot of people were on the super class or webinar the week, 3 weeks before. They're going to come back again. So the problem is that if you say the same thing, you talk about the same thing, these people go away. So what we do is we give new content so that people that come back get new content. The people that are new, it's new for them. And what you're doing is you're solidifying your core. Okay. But there are people, it's the same automated recorded webinar over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. There's a link in there if you want to sign up. Please press the like, comment. What do you think? So this is what nobody else is doing right now. We're going to do a buying and selling one in a couple weeks, right? How to buy and sell businesses for as low as $1. I gave you an example. Now, it doesn't mean there will be no money transaction. It's kind of like a no money down deal. It's the same type of thing. There's plenty of people with money. And second of all, too, you take over the business, but then all the debt, if there is any, or the business is your problem. So, we create products, things that we do every day. And I think those who say it how it is, those who are authentic, and by the way, look at the content that I put up, right? On YouTube here, you should check it out. The number one thing that's made me more successful than anything is I practice business. I practice speaking. Let me ask you, have you ever practiced coaching? Have you ever practiced speaking, right? Have you ever practiced doing a webinar before you do the webinar just to practice and then record yourself and watch? I've done that, right? And then I look at myself. Can I say this? Can I say it differently? Because everything you say and you do. And once you do it over and over, it becomes a natural act. It becomes easier because you're building that competence, you're building that confidence, you're building that success. And once you build success, you build that significance and then a legacy. And the last one is you're building relevance. The greatest thing about speaking, yeah, the money is great. But when someone says, thank you for changing my life, that lasts forever. Okay. You make a lot of money while helping someone who looks at you and says, wow. But it takes, and here's the problem. Some of you are too nice. Sometimes you have to push the customer where they've never been before. And that means you may be the bad guy or woman, right? I'm a very polarizing figure. People either really like me or don't like me, but I've never screwed anybody over. I'm always saying how it is. And by the way, why do you think all my coaches, George, Hugh, now people say, well, JT, you and all my coaches, you pay them. They don't need money. They're super wealthy. They do it because they believe in me and they believe in the message that I have. So think about this. 6 days a week, we do these webinars every day, different topic. Tomorrow, Francie's going to do marketing, funnels, marketing, right? And talk about the ads we're doing, what works, what doesn't work, and evaluate websites, all these cool things, right? Friday, Your Money Matters with Charlie, where we go over my money, how to grow it, how to keep it, what am I doing, hedge, diversify, asset protection, all these things, like things that we do. Monday's properties. Tuesday's business growth, getting clients. And think about it. Every single time people have been on, and by the way, you can see all the past ones on Millionaire Flicks. It's different. How many people do you know every single day? And something that Dr. Phil said to me, says a lot of these gurus per se, they can't have show because they're not able to create content every day. I can create content every single day. In fact, I've decided to change my podcast, right? We have two podcasts. Me and Francie do a great podcast. We debate both shows called The Powerful, where basically she'd be there. We debate both issues. Love that show. Okay. And that's what we do. And we have another podcast where it's a daily podcast where I talk about all the business news in less than 7 minutes. And to be honest, I've been a little bit bored about reporting the news and telling people it is. Now I'm going to keep doing it because a lot of people are listening, but I'm going to move that show onto Millionaire Flicks so people can listen there. But also I'm going to create a new show starting tonight or tomorrow, and it'll be the same channel, but I'm going to change the name. And I've decided to go deeper on issues, right? I'm not going to tell you the name. You'll find out when you go on this. So JT Foxx, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast, that I'm going to go deeper, and I'm changing it. And I've decided to go deeper in the understanding of success, why people succeed, because I need to get smarter when I do my podcast. I don't get smarter. I get dumber because I read the news that matters to me. But to do a show, I'm looking at everywhere and I realize how stupid people are. Like they have no common sense. And the problem with common sense is most people don't have any, right? And it's not as common as you and I think. I need things where I'm going to learn as long as you. And reporting the news, although important, so I can sharpen my marketing, my branding. But there's one thing, me reading it, and another doing a show about it when I'm tired at 10:30 at night. Okay. I've been waking up early. I'm working out, right? Twice a day. I do coaching every day. I do all these things. And by the way, every single day we take one person where I decide to coach at a price cheaper than it is. I do it on the webinar and then one on Instagram when I do it live, www.coachmejt. And today I saw Miss King here, who's I coach her today, and I never met her. And she heard from somebody that knew me that I coached that made very successful, and she added herself on my social media. I'm going to bring her on the Instagram, but I'm giving you an example. So she adds herself, never met her, amazing woman, right? And after like 12 minutes, I had figured out her whole business model. But we did a 30-minute coaching session, and I was thoroughly impressed. And this is the perfect, like someone you don't know through somebody else. They follow you. And she had been looking a lot of their lives, a lot of the webinars. And she said, you know what? I want this. She listens to Millionaire Flicks. So there is not one thing that works, ladies and gentlemen. You need to do 25 different things, right? Whether it's people going on Millionaire Flicks, seeing the live, seeing this YouTube, seeing everything. Like we don't know what's going to work. We don't. I don't know. I don't even know when I do marketing. I created amazing ads. The copy was phenomenal. The picture was phenomenal. Didn't work. The stupid ad that Francie did, that's the one that worked. I don't know. And that's the hard part about being a speaker, coach, a consultant. We don't know if it's going to work, guys. because we're in uncharted territory. It's never been a shutdown like that. So I want you to embrace the unknown, right? It's like we're on a quest to crack the codes for our clients. And we do it by results. We do it by training. We do it by innovating. We do it not by thinking inside the box or thinking outside the box, but throwing the box out the window. Because there is no box, right? This old age of fugazi, get rich quick. And the problem is that, do you want to attract entrepreneurs or wantrepreneurs? Okay. Do you want to attract people who can afford you or people who just are fans? Fans are not buyers. So I will take, okay, my 300,000 Facebook, Instagram followers, which by the way, it doesn't matter because no one sees the fan page. You put a post and Facebook wants me to pay to advertise to my own people, right? The algorithm, if you take a look at it, I sent a post on Instagram and it says the amount of people it was distributed to. They don't even see it. I have 5,000 friends on my, and over 30,000 people following on my personal page. Not all 30,000 people see it. The game is rigged to however they want, and that's fine. That is their right. That is why Mark Zuckerberg is worth over 80 billion, and good for him. You know, good for YouTube, right? Google bought it for $1 billion or 900 million. Everybody thought it was stupid. No, it's worth a lot. When it's their platform, it's their rules. Just like it's your rule when it's your platform. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's the point. We're disrupting. We're innovating. We're creating. I even created a lower price for somebody who couldn't afford it. I said, let me do it, right? Let me just coach you. Just go to Coach Me JT and you'll see. Now, sometimes people press the button and it doesn't work. That means that the quota for the day is met, right? But I only like to coach one person, maybe 2 a day. I did 2 today, but I didn't do any yesterday. I hadn't done any in 4 days because I'm doing deals and I want to lead by example. My legacy is not going to be how many followers I have. My legacy is going to be how many lives I changed. And it doesn't matter if people just keep watching and they don't do anything and they don't take action. And action is not something you say, it's something you do. What people are going to realize as a coach, consultant, you are the greatest ROI. And if you don't invest in yourself, why would anyone invest in you? You are the greatest ROI and you need to lead by example. Because I promise you, when you're selling coaches, products, people are going to say, how much do you, who's your coach? How much have you paid? You need to be a product of the fundamentals. And by the way, I've recorded 600 hours of coaching. So anybody want to doubt, and I've spent millions and I can prove it. I've recorded every single coaching I've ever had from broke to where I am today. It's on Millionaire Flix. Go to Millionaire Flix, get all my programs, learn how to read body language, negotiate, market, brand, sell. By the way, I did a good podcast interview, good interview for Millionaire Flix today with the best-selling author of the greatest sales book of all time. And he talked about the number one key to sell, why most people can't sell. Many of you are good at coaching, but you're not good at selling. But if you can't sell, you can't coach, because if you can't sell, you can't get the client to coach or consult. If there's one skill is detrimental for all of you, is the ability to sell. Okay? So please like, comment. In about 2 or 3 minutes, I'm now switching to Instagram where I'm going to do some live coaching. I'm going to show you what is it that I do, okay? And some of it, I'm going to be tough. I'm going to be nice. I have different styles. We'll see. But I will always push my clients to greatness. I want to thank you all for being here on YouTube. If you can share it, like it, engage, it means the world to us, especially this is free. And by the way, it doesn't cost you any money to like. It doesn't cost money to comment. It doesn't cost to share on Instagram, right? Not only for me, but for everybody else, okay? And who cares what your negative friends and family or your broke friends say about you sharing, liking about this? Many of you are worried about clients who are never going to buy your coaching, never buy your speaking, and never buy your consultant. So who cares? Whoever's trying to bring you down is below you. The problem with negative people, they have a problem for everything you come up with, and they'll twist everything. MillionaireFlix.com, get it. www.coachmejt for the first person off YouTube. I'm going to switch over to Instagram as well. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed it. Thank you. Tomorrow we go over marketing and sales. JTFoxx.com/webinars, JTFoxx with 2X, where you get all of our webinars absolutely free. I'm going to continue giving amazing value. Success is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. And the first business advice I've ever received from my first business partner in real estate, Seth, who, by the way, that interview's on Millionaire Flicks. So you can hear what I actually said actually happened because he confirmed it. Stop talking about it and get it done. We'll see you on Instagram. I'm honored to know you guys. I'm honored you took the time. Now it's time to do some real life coaching every single day, 4 p.m. Instagram. Get Millionaire Flicks. And by the way, for $20, not 10,000, not 5,000, $20, 4,000 hours. And by the way, your brain is your greatest muscle. Use it. Don't watch broke flicks. Watch Millionaire Flicks. We'll see you on Instagram in 2 minutes.